Good evening and welcome. You're watching Trending Tonight with me, Sanket Upadhyay. There is a Jinnah Jung in Uttar Pradesh. Of all the different poll issues, Muhammad Ali Jinnah has found a prominent mention since yesterday and has become a burning issue of discussion in poll-bound group. The question that we are asking is this an attempt to divert attention, and I'm going to blame both the Samajwadi party and the BJP, to divert attention from the pinching price rise. Number one, the need to mention it in the first place. Why was it required? And number two, clinging on to it as a huge political opportunity, perhaps to deflect attention. Now, with the help of this easy to understand explainer, we would like to tell you what unfortunately has become a political issue in Uttar Pradesh. 5 months left. Jinnah and his legacy is now a poll issue in Uttar Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, the reality is that Jinnah died 73 years ago. Dead. 73 years ago. Next, the issue of Faizabad's name changing to Ayodhya Kent is a burning issue. The reality is that the last Mughal ruler, it's often said that all of this is an attempt to erase the Mughal legacy or the Mughal history. So the last Mughal ruler in this country fled to Yangon 163 years ago. Mughal rule began, in fact, the first Mughal ruler, Babur, that is also a poll issue now, atrocities of Babur. The reality is that the first Mughal ruler, Babur, died 491 years ago. There is another issue that Mulayam ordered the shooting of car sevaks. It's being discussed right now in UP's political lexicon. The reality is that this incident too happened 31 years ago. So what is the reason why issues 491 years old, 163 years old, 73 years old and 31 years old are being discussed as burning issues of Uttar Pradesh? The biggest thing on the minds of people in Uttar Pradesh. Well, the reality is, the poll issue that isn't in UP is the fact that petrol is at 105 in all major cities. Diesel also is above 100 in almost all metros, except Delhi. In Uttar Pradesh, LPG cylinders, the commercial LPG, the cost is now above 2,000. This is an issue that isn't not being spoken about by any political party, God knows why. The cost of the commercial unit was increased by 266 rupees per unit. Edible oil prices, domestic edible oil prices are on the rise. Tariff has been hiked again. All of this is happening. In fact, mustard oil is well past 200 a litre. And when you ask these questions of the people who are supposed to answer, like we did here at NDTV, here is the response that we got. This is the Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh who has been asked a question. He was very happy to comment on Jinnah and the controversy, calling the Samajwadi party as the Namazwadi party. It's fine. It's a political opportunity. I've latched onto it. But on the burning issue of LPG hike, petrol hike, diesel hike, let's listen in to what the Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Keshav Prasad Maurya, had to say.
सर आज जो है एलपीजी सिलेंडर के दाम बड़े हैं सर आज फिर एलपीजी सिलेंडर
LPG petrol का क्या? That's the response. This is the response. Sadly, the issues of the common man do not find a prominent mention. It's this sort of an issue for Uttar Pradesh. Why? Will we debate and discuss on matters 73 years old, 31 years old, 163 years old or 491 years old, or we'll talk about the recent problem? So yes, we've definitely got all panelists on the issue of the Jinnah comment, but we are going to ask them questions on the issues that aren't. I would like to introduce our guests. Chand Prakash Jatav is the leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Nahid Lari Khan, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Sudhin Bhadoria, leader of the BSP. Supriya Shinate, national spokesperson of the Congress Parti. And Desh Ratan Nigam is a political analyst. and also a lawyer of the Supreme Court. Thank you very much. I would like to begin with you, Mr. Yadav. Mr. Yadav, why is it? Yes, we'll ask this question of representative of the Samajwadi party also. The need to mention Mr. Jinnah in a political scenario. I mean, what was the need? I do not know. I'll ask them this question. But your desperate need to latch on to Mr. Jinnah and make a huge point out of this. What does this prove? Diversionary tactics?
पिछले काफी समय से हम लोग देश के अंदर एक मैच्योर्ड विपक्ष की गुंजाइश देखते हैं और यहां पर मुझे यह देखने में आ रहा है कि विपक्ष कहीं भी मैच्योरिटी का कहीं पर भी कोई उदाहरण पेश नहीं कर रहा। जिस प्रकार से जिन्ना मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना को इन्होंने सरदार पटेल जी के साथ में जो तुलना की है, तो सरदार पटेल जी ने 565 रियासतों को जोड़ा था और जिन्ना उन्होंने हिंदुस्तान को तोड़ा था और तोड़ने में हिंदुस्तान का समुचित मुसलमान शामिल नहीं था। ये उनकी अपनी राजनीतिक महत्वाकांक्षा पूरी करने का एक प्रयास था और दुर्भाग्य है कि उस वक्त की जो परिस्थितियां थी उस कारण से इस देश
नहीं, वो बात सही है, लेकिन आप मुझे ये बताइए कि अव्वल तो इसका जिक्र अभी और उसके बाद आपका इसको पकड़ करके राजनीतिकरण करना, ये दोनों कहां सही है?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस मुद्दे को नहीं पकड़ रही है, बल्कि
अरे कैसे नहीं पकड़ा? Look at the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister made it a big issue.
ये बात कही किसने? उत्तर प्रदेश को रिप्रेजेंट करने का प्रयास कर रहे अखिलेश यादव जी ने, और वो गुमराह कर रहे हैं उत्तर प्रदेश के मुसलमान को, और हिंदुस्तान का मुसलमान जो है मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना के साथ में कभी नहीं होगा।
Sanket, you've been continuously asking the BJP spokesperson. Kindly have audio settled. My voice is echoing.
Yes, is it better now?
Yeah. See, continuously asking the BJP spokesperson that what is the need of BJP hanging on to this. I'll give you the reason. See, 2 days after Paripar, he came to Lucknow and advocated his Ravani part to BJP to speak live and get crafty. He said Samajwadi party and his alliance is miles ahead of us, so only spread the untruth. Now a very less educated man who during COVID times, he ordered that injection, oxygen and medicines. The doctors are not going to decide which patients to give.
पर बात करें ना, वैक्सीन पर क्यों कर रही हैं? और वो वैक्सीन तो आपके मुखिया ने लगवा लिया है।
When you were speaking, Sanket ji, kindly stop him. See, a very less educated man who during COVID times he ordered that oxygen bed, injection and medicine instead of doctors, the DM and IS officers.
Nahid Lari Khan, no, one moment. Let me ask you this question. All this is fine, but did Mr. Akhilesh Yadav not know the consequences of making this utterance? Did he not know?
I'll give you the answer, Sanket ji, only if I'm allowed to speak uninterrupted.
Sure.
Now this very...
आप गुमराह कर रही हैं। आप गुमराह कर रही हैं।
This is not the way, please. Kindly maintain the
Shan Jatav ji, one moment. Let her speak, please. Yes.
Along with this very less educated man, there are 2-3 more people of BJP who are following the advice of Paripar. Now, what you are talking about, Honorable Akhilesh Yadav ji. Now, Honorable Akhilesh Yadav ji in his Hardoi rally said that Sardar Patel ji, Nehru ji, Gandhi ji and Jinnah studied to become barrister from same institution.
उन्होंने मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना की बात कह करके महात्मा गांधी और सरदार पटेल जी का
No, one moment, Shan Jatav, one moment, please, Shan.
और हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमानों
Mr. Shan Jatav, Shan, please, let her complete. No, you have had your say. Yes.
अपनी उम्र का लिहाज करके शांत रहना चाहिए जब दूसरा बोलता है. देखिए, I'm trying to say that you only said that they have studied to become barrister from the same institution. Now, history cannot be there.
No, I will tell you, I've heard the complete comment. He said they studied from the same college and they helped India attain freedom. That was the complete sentence, and that is what is controversial. I think that is what is politically controversial.
If I may come in...
yes, Sudhin Bhadoria now.
Well, you see, the Samajwadi party on several occasions has made statements which tried to polarize the people, and so has the BJP, and that is why our national president Mayawati ji has said that they are different sides of the same coin. If you recall, Mulayam Singh ji used to call himself
So you're
Mullah
saying that this
Mulayam.
is being done deliberately by
Mulayam
the
Singh ji
SP?
used to call himself.
Mr. Bhadoria, are you alleging that this has been done deliberately by the Samajwadi Party chief?
It has, because if you recall, Mulayam Singh ji always called himself Mullah Mulayam, and now he is trying to also polarize this.
No, here lies the assumption. One moment, Mr. Bhadoria, here lies the assumption that Muslims in Uttar Pradesh will get appeased by comments on Jinnah. I think this is an assumption.
I don't think
this
so.
may be the reality.
I don't think so. I don't think so. The real issue is poverty, hunger, unemployment. But Samajwadi Party
That's
does
not how
not
politics
ever
works, no.
believe to address these issues. They always address issues which are polarizing. And I think on this occasion, they have done the same thing which this old style Samajwadi Party politics is.
Okay, and Nahid, I'm going to come back to you. Ms. Khan, I'm going to come back to you so that you can make your point.
He raised the issue of price rise. Today no cylinders. Commercial
Well, I think you have yourself. It was the anniversary of Sardar Patel. There was no occasion. What was Muhammad Ali Jinnah doing in this? As Sanket Upadhyay rightly said that Jinnah passed 73 years back, and today
my problem is that one has to be naive to think that you will utter Jinnah and it will not create a controversy.
Jinnah has no, there
as
is
sad as it sounds,
no confusion. He has brought
all
in
issues
Jinnah
related to price rise have now been eclipsed
politics of Uttar
by
Pradesh.
this person who died 73 years ago. Supriya Shinate, Nahid, I'm going to come back to you. Allow me a moment, I'll come back to you. Supriya Shinate, do you think that this attempt, Sudhin Bhadoria is saying that this has been done deliberately by the Samajwadi Party. SP is saying that you're not looking at the whole speech. You've taken it out of context and you are using it to a political advantage. They're talking about
how is it out of context when we are observing, celebrating Sardar Patel? Why should he bring in Jinnah? Jinnah is being brought in with a purpose.
Okay. No, he was making a larger point of them passing out from the same college. Yeah. Supriya Shinate.
Sanket, I am actually very shocked that Akhilesh Yadav said what he did. If the BJP had spoken about Jinnah, I could still understand, because both the Hindu Mahasabha and Mr. Jinnah wanted the division of this country, and they did it on the basis of religion. They created a Pakistan. I did not know that the Samajwadis were in favor of India being divided, and they were in favor of a Pakistan state being created. So to invoke Jinnah on Sardar Patel's Jayanti, who actually united the country, I think is shameful. But more than that, I think, it deviates from the main issues of this election. What are the issues? Price rise, unemployment. Look at the farmer unrest. Look at how unsafe women are. They're not talking about empowering women like we are by giving them 40% seats and things like that. I think the real focus of elections has gone away. And I think Akhilesh Yadav, whether he was being naive or whether he was being deliberate, he has really done a lot of damage to the discourse in this election, which is wrong. I think we need to focus on the real issues of election. However, I would want to say the BJP and their leader went to Jinnah's, Jinnah's memorial in Pakistan. The BJP
2005,
keeps Pakistan
Mr. LK
in every
Advani.
election. Yes, in 2005.
Lost his chair as the party chief.
The BJP keeps raking Pakistan each time there's an election, but elections have to be fought on real issues. And Jinnah is not the issue in Uttar Pradesh. So I don't know why did Akhilesh Yadav say what he did. Whether he was being deliberate or naive, I do not know. But he's done a lot of damage.
No, I will tell you, Deshratan Nigam, using Jinnah or a comment against Jinnah or a comment for Jinnah and using that comment for a political advantage or making a strong point on Jinnah is something which the BJP has been doing to a point where two tall leaders, LK Advani lost his presidentship and Mr. Jaswant Singh lost his party membership because of Jinnah.
And Sanket, no one can put Jinnah in the category of Gandhi, Nehru and Patel.
Okay.
I mean, what was he thinking to do that?
I'm going to ask this question of Nahid Lari Khan, but first, my comment to Mr. Deshratan Nigam.
Sanket ji, after that, Advani ji ने जो है मोदी जी की सरकार बनाने में मदद भी की थी. जब अटल जी ने कहा था कि राजधर्म का निर्वाह करना होगा, तो उसके बाद अडवाणी जी ने जो है मोदी जी की सरकार बनाने में मदद की थी. This is all BJP was angry with Advani ji. Advani ji, that's a separate story that
No,
later
no,
on
no.
Modi ji has started.
Helping formation of the government happened long ago in 2000. One moment. It happened in 2002. This Jinnah Mazar episode happened in 2005. Nahid Lari Khan.
उत्तर प्रदेश का चुनाव जिन्ना
This
और
is
पार्टी का नहीं है।
Nahid Lari Khan.
उत्तर प्रदेश का चुनाव
This Jinnah issue happened in 2005. Desh Chatan Nigam, please, he hasn't spoken.
प्रकार से ये
Mr. Nigam has not
अडवाणी
spoken.
और जिन्ना और ये वहाँ उत्तर प्रदेश का चुनाव बेरोजगारी पर है, किसान आंदोलन पर है, भूखमरी पर है, कोविड के मिसमैनेजमेंट पर है। ये पता नहीं क्या अडवाणी और जिन्ना को बहस में ला रहे हैं। इसका कोई तात्पर्य और इसका कोई संदर्भ ही नहीं बनता है।
Okay. Desh Chatan Nigam, please, one moment. Mr. Nigam has not spoken. Mr. Nigam.
किरण के खिलाफ कुछ आपकी पार्टी ने किया।
Okay, Mr. Nigam, only please. One moment. Otherwise, one of my panelists has not spoken. Please, let's be fair. Yes, Mr. Desh Chatan Nigam. I want to ask you, why does the BJP like to do this? Can emotions trump any form of present day, more contemporary and important issues? That you rake up someone from 70 years ago, 163 years ago, and make it relevant.
See, the fact is we are discussing Akhilesh Yadav's Jinnah comment, and instead of discussing that, you are trying to put BJP in the Katghara.
No, I'm asking Nahid Lari Khan also. Mr. Nigam,
No. See, the fact is...
I question the need of making this comment in the first place.
Sanket, issue we are debating because Akhilesh Yadav made a comment. Instead of focusing it, you are trying to divert the debate here and there. Now let me focus.
The allegation is that the BJP is diverting it from the real issues.
No.
Abhi it's very convenient. No, 100 रुपए पेट्रोल और डीजल के बारे में बात करनी है, एक जिन्ना वाला इशू ले आओ. Look what Akhilesh said.
So that is what I am saying.
It is a very conscious
Akhilesh
attempt by the
Yadav,
BJP.
Please
Don't you
not
agree?
Interrupt. Sanket, I don't like being interrupted.
Sure.
Allow me to finish, and then you can note down your questions and ask.
Sure.
Because you know me, I don't debate like that. So let us be very clear. Akhilesh Yadav is not a supporter or in alliance with BJP. So what he has done is in own independent capacity. He has raised the controversy, and obviously everybody is going to reply to it and object to it. It was Sardar Patel's anniversary, Jayanti, and he made a comment on that particular day. And history speaks that Jinnah divided India. From Lahore resolution and thereafter the press conference, immediately the press conference that Jinnah did made it very clear his goal was to divide India. That is there a part of record. So we must focus. Yes, other issues are relevant and we must also discuss. But you can't connect the two.
Why can't I?
I'll
give you the reason why. It is very politically convenient for the BJP right now to continuously talk about this utterance of the Samajwadi party. While we question them for having raked it up in the first place, I will also like to question the BJP for, taking this up as an apada mein avsar.
Let me answer. Please, let me answer. The fact is, the controversy has been raised by Akhilesh Yadav, and so far as other issues are concerned, every day on your program you have raised and you have asked questions from BJP.
And it suits the BJP.
And in other programs also which I have done.
Does raking up the Jinnah utterance of Akhilesh Yadav not suit the BJP? That's the question.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. It takes away the main aims and objectives of the elections which are going to be there. Yes, you should raise the price rise. You should have effective debate. Why? You should see the percentage of price rise now and percentage of price rise of essential commodities which was there earlier during Congress time. Let us have a proper
Nahid Lari Khan, I want to come back to you now.
Let us have a proper debate. Don't have a debate which goes here and there.
No, debate is pretty much on where it's supposed to be, on the real issue. Unfortunately, a political attempt on either side is being made to make the real issue, divert the real issue. I'm actually doing the opposite, Mr. Nigam. Nahid Lari Khan.
Don't link it. You do a proper debate on inflation, price rise. It will be very interesting.
No, sir. I will do a debate on price rise and connect it with the Jinnah controversy because this is exactly what the politicians have done.
Then blame Akhilesh Yadav then.
No, I will blame both. I'll question him for this utterance and I'll also question the BJP for making this the single biggest issue of concern in UP. Nahid Lari Khan.
I think every Indian should object to Akhilesh Yadav's comment.
Nahid Lari Khan, please. Okay, one moment. She wants to reply.
Every Indian should object as
Samajwadi
much to
Party.
President
Nahid's right to reply.
Akhilesh Yadav's comments.
See, Sanket ji, is the only party that has been raising the issues of common man is only the Samajwadi Party. And yesterday's part of speech you picked up and it's been shown in debates, whereas Honorable Akhilesh clearly picked up all the issues related to common man. Be it price rise, be it crime against women, be it state law and order, be it unemployment, be it farmers' distress, each and every issue was raised continuously. How the price has risen of gas cylinder, 2,000 rupees commercial gas cylinder. That means from dhabas to...
नाहिद जी से ये पूछें कि क्या वो अखिलेश जी के बयान के साथ उनका समर्थन करती हैं?
Sanket, can I please?
Yeah, one moment. Nahid Khan, please.
One
Nahid,
thing
please
more.
carry on. Yes.
No, one thing more.
Can we please have, yes. Yeah.
It's not fair. It's not fair to put the point and debate on it.
Issue with our audio.
Okay, we know. Nahid, we are not being able to hear you properly.
Sanket, can I please come in?
Yes. Supriya Shinit. And then Mr. Bhadur.
As much as I denounce what Akhilesh Yadav has said, I completely denounce it. Jinnah cannot ever be spoken in the same breath as Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru or Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. It has to be denounced. But in the same breath, I want to ask the BJP, why are you not talking about the real issues? क्या है real issues? महंगाई जो कमर तोड़ रही है, बेरोजगारी real issue है, महिला सुरक्षा रियल इशू है, किसानों का जो दमन हो रहा है वो रियल इशू है, उस पर आप बात क्यों नहीं करते? आपके मुख्यमंत्री अब्बा जान कहते हैं, आप अजय मिश्र टेली को बगल में खड़ा होकर कहते हैं बाहुबली नहीं दिख रहे, बगल में आपके कुख्यात अपराधी खड़ा है जिसके लड़के ने लखीमपुर का नरसंहार किया है, आप उस पर डिबेट नहीं करना चाहते हैं? ये दोनों मिलकर मुद्दे भटका रहे हैं. The real issue in Uttar Pradesh is price rise, is unemployment, is farmers.
Okay, Shyam Prakash Jatav.
दलित जो है,
Mr. Jatav first.
सिंगू टांग दिया जाता है मार करके. आपने उस पर एक बार भी जो है अफसोस नहीं जताया. एक दलित को, एक शेड्यूल कास्ट को आपके ही वहां पर किसानों ने जो है वो लटका दिया. आपने एक शब्द नहीं कहा है. आप अपनी चॉइस करके जो है वो मुद्दों पर बात करती हैं.
Okay, one by one, please. One by one. Ladies and gentlemen, my request is, our viewers will not understand if we talk over one another.
इतिहास में जिन्ना से कम नहीं है. इतिहास कांग्रेस ने देश का बंटवारा किया है. इस चीज को आप समझ लेना. कांग्रेस ने बंटवारा किया है और कांग्रेस की भूमिका भी जिन्ना के ही
अभी
समान है.
असली इश्यूज से बंटवारा कौन कर रहा है? अभी असली इशू सुदीन भदौरिया लास्ट कमेंट. आई एम नॉट आउट ऑफ टाइम. सुदीन भदौरिया लास्ट कमेंट. यू टेल मी, अभी असली इशू से ध्यान भटकाने का काम कौन कर रहा है?
देखिए, इसकी शुरुआत जब हम लोग पूरा देश सरदार पटेल की जयंती मना रहा है, सरदार पटेल की जयंती मनाते वक्त अगर किसी का संदर्भ है तो बारडोली का है, दांडी मार्च का है. हम ये नहीं समझ पाते अखिलेश यादव क्यों जिन्ना को इन्वोक कर रहे हैं उस मौके पर. इससे ये पता चलता है जिस प्रकार से उनके पिताजी मुल्ला मुलायम अपने आप को कहते थे, उसी प्रकार से ये जिन्ना को इन्वोक करके पोलराइज करना चाहते हैं हिंदू मुसलमान के सवाल पर. ये हमारा ऑब्जेक्शन है. और दोनों ही एक दूसरे के एक सिक्के के दो पहलू हैं. दोनों ही एक दूसरे के पूरक भी हैं. ये एक दूसरे को मजबूत करते हैं और यही कोशिश इस समय.
Okay, I'm going to have to stop for a short break at this moment. Thank you very much to all of you all. Shyam Prakash Jatav, Nahid Lari Khan, Sudin Bhadoria, Supriya Shinit, as well as Deshratan Nigam for joining us. The point is, no, we are not trying to divert the attention from a debate. We are trying to get the attention back on a day Netas discuss Jinnah to the issue that actually matters to people. Let's talk and answer those uncomfortable questions. Price rise must be the issue. Unfortunately, it isn't. Good night and goodbye.